Hey, kia ora whānau, you're here with me, the Māori Wargamer, and today we'll be playing a Warhammer 40K battle report. Chur. Alright, welcome whānau to the lush, beautiful planet, agri-world of Omia Prime, here in the Ithaca system. We're gearing up the Death Guard and the Genestealer cults in another 50 power level battle. I'm so fresh from the absolute massacre of the Genestealer cults in the last game. Spoiler alert, they didn't do too well. That was thanks to a mighty spearhead led by the Lord of Contagion and all of the elite forces, the Blight Lord Terminators, the heavy bombardment of the Plague Burst Crawler, wreaked havoc on the forces of the Genestealer cult. Since they've launched that spearhead, now they're pulled back and are on other areas of the battle, of the planet, battling off, and they've left the hordes of the infantry. So the Poxwalker hordes, the Plague Marines here, not these guys, but anyway, they're all laid out and ready to try and win battle now that the big forces have been defeated. So here we are, 50 power level battle. Most of the cults is hiding in ambush this time. They've learnt their lesson and they're waiting to pop up later in the game. We're using the open war cards here. So we've got this diagonal objective deployment field. We've got taking hold as the objective. So we've got 3 objective markers. One here, one in the center, and one in the forest over there. So you're getting points for earning it, double points if you held it the turn before. So this is going to be an old-fashioned objective game. We've also got a twist, grudge match. So yeah, I think this is an appropriate twist for this one as well. Neither side will back down. The final net reckoning is nigh, so no morale tests need to be taken. Which means the Poxwalkers are immune to morale. So it's more works in the Genestealer cult's advantage, which we want to see them have an opportunity to win. So that is our forces, that is the table. All geared up and ready to roll as we fight off for these objectives for the battlefield of Omia Prime. But before we get into the game, we'll take a quick look at the armies that we'll be playing with today. Leading the Death Guard, we have a patrol detachment led by a Malignant Plague Caster with the staff and a bolt pistol, a Noxious Blightbringer with a Cursed Plague Bell and a plasma pistol, 2 5-man Plague Marine squads, 1 squad with a plasma pistol and a champion with a Power Fist, the other squad here with a Blight Launcher and a champion with the Power Fist, and 20 Poxwalkers with close combat weapons and mutations and stuff. A Fetid Bloat Drone with 2 Plague Spitters and a Plague Probe. And a Mythic Blight Hauler with a Missile Launcher, Multi-Melter, and a Mouth. Leading the Genestealer cults, we have a battalion detachment led by the Genestealer Patriarch himself with the monstrous Rending Claws, and also a Primus with the Needle Glove and the Bone Sword, and a pistol. We have a 5-man Acolyte squad with a Heavy Rock Drill, Heavy Rock Saw, auto pistols and knives, and a sergeant with a bone sword and a whip. 2 10-man neophyte hybrid squads with 7 auto pistols, auto guns each. We've got 2 mining lasers on this side, 2 grenade launchers on this side, and sergeants with bolt pistols, power maul here, and a chainsword here. 4 aberrants with 2 with power picks and 2 with power hammers. A Cult armored sentinel with a las cannon, and 1 10-man Genestealer pure strain Genestealer squad, all got Rending Claws, and a Goliath rock grinder with a mining laser. Is that like a heavy stubber and the big dozer blade up the front? Yeah, all blooded up. End of movement phase for the Genestealer cults, taken off for turn 1. Aberrants, the Cult Ambush in. Which has, you know, new FAQ rules that still allows this type of shenanigans. So they've deep struck in, Cult Ambush in, rolling the 5, so they got it to move D6 inches. So pretty much essentially put them away 5 inches away from the light hauler or bloat drone. The Genestealers here rolled a 6, straight 6, and so they got to do a free move. So we're going to see. I don't think these Plague Marines are going to survive. I'm playing with a smaller power level, so I got to take a ruse card, and it's allowed me to take 1 unit off the board and bring it on later on. So it's another 5-man squad of my Plague Marines that we'll see pop up later on. Man, these guys are going to get minced. Rock Grinders move forward. These guys staying still, and over there, Sentinel staying still, doing nothing again like it did last game. We'll see what happens as we go into the shooting phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 1. Shooting phase, we got the 2 mining lasers here in the building, ready to shoot down into the Mythic Blight Hauler. It's got that little miasma of you know, pestilence, or making a nice little smoke screen, so it gets that +1 cover. But yeah, we'll see how they do. So the mining laser shot has hit through. We'll get a 5-up invulnerable save. Oh, yeah, baby. Alright, so end of the shooting phase for the Genestealer Cults. All that we saw is two Poxwalkers met an untimely end. But the Plague Horde moves forward, ready to destroy. This thing landed absolutely nothing. Hasn't done too well. These guys are ready to charge, and we've got a 5 inches here, and that was just pretty much guaranteed. I'm going to go straight into the charge phase and see what happens. Okay, so we lost an Aberrant here, thanks to the Plague Spitter's auto hitting. Landed wounds on him, but man, my opponent's been rolling some beautiful rolls, 5s and 6s, so we managed to save the ones here. We've got 10 Genestealers ready for battle, so they get the flurry of attacks. So we've got 4 attacks each, so 40 attacks from these 10 Genestealers into these 5. That should be enough to kill. We'll take a look at all those dice. 40 dice there. Take a look, see what we got. Right, so we got 23 hits landed onto the Plague Marines here. We're rolling those 23 hits, wounding on 5. 6s are rending. Come back to you. All right, so we've landed 4 6s, so that's 4 rending claws, going for -4 AP. So we're going to do our 4, 5, or 6-up saves. Disgustingly resilient. Made 1, so that's 3 dead. All right, and so now we've just got 5 4-up saves to make. 2 passed, 3 failed, so they become 3, 5, or 6-up disgustingly resilient. Passed 2, so only one is dead. So we just got the Plague Champion there. His stomach's got teeth on it. He is angry and ready to fight back now against these hordes of Genestealers. We'll see how he does. First we'll go over for this Aberrant combat. Alright, finally, so end of turn 1 for the Genestealer Cult. And dealt 3 wounds onto the Blight Hauler here. The Genestealers flurried about and just ripped out 4 of these Plague Marines, the hardy, resilient Plague Marines. We'll go through to... yeah, and that's pretty much everything else that happened. Now we'll go through and check the objectives. At the moment, we've only got 1 objective held. So that's just 1 point, 1 victory point to my opponent. This one here, Plague Marine is a troop's choice, so it gets preference on the objective secured. So yeah, just one victory point to 0 at the end of turn 1. We're going to do the attacks back from that guy and go into Death Guard turn 1. Alright, so movement phase for the Death Guard, the Hollow Swarm, on turn 1. The Plague Caster has fallen back from his from escorting the Pox Walkers to the central objective to support his mate over here, Plague Marine, who's fallen out of combat, so we can get some shooting into them. The Bloat Drone also fallen out of combat and flew over to here, ready to unleash his Plague Spewers into this mighty horde. We need to get rid of these guys. That is the #1 priority. The Shambling Horde, the Fallen Farmers and Plague-stricken Zombies have moved forward, securing the central objective, escorted by the Blightbringer, with the Blight Hauler here zipping around, multi-mounter rockets at the ready to blow into this into the Rock Grinder. And with my ruse, relocated 5 Plague Marines here to the backfields, ready to open fire into the Armoured Sentinel here. So action is ready to unleash. We're going to go straight into the Psychic phase to start and get some smites, get some cheeky, thin these numbers with some unrollable, unmissable, unsavable mortal wounds. Curse of the Leper, 7 dice, Nurgle's favoured number, rolling off against Genestealer toughness 4, so 5s or 6s will kill. Should more than make up for a smiting fail. Come on. Oh, damn. 1. We killed 1. Yeah. Right, so end of the shooting phase for the Death Guard Hollow Swarm on turn 1. We've got rid of 5 of the Genestealers. Still a bit more alive than I was hoping for, but should be enough for the Plague Caster and the Blight Drone to get rid of. Over here, we've brought the Rock Grinder down to 3 wounds left. Enough for the Horde to take out, him to back up if needed. These guys here came out on the backfield and did nothing. All you're going to do is just try and charge them in though, secure that objective. So yeah, we're going to go on for some charges here, there, and come back to you, Whānau. Right, so charge phase here, Whānau. We've just flown the Bloat Drone into this combat here. I don't want to risk my Plague Caster. He's too valuable to, and he's not really melee oriented, so he's not a smart choice. Got this one over here, rolling in for some more combats. Rock Grinder, Pox Walker versus the Pox Walkers, Blight Hauler, and the noxious Blight Bringer. He's got his big bell swinging around. And here, expended my last command point to get that charge, and it's gone off successfully. So we've got 3 troops on all 3 objectives. So that's all sorted. We're going to go into these combats and see if we can do some more damage. Alright, Whānau, and that is the end of the turn. The first stones have been cast in this battle on the agri-world of Omia Prime, as the Genestealer cults, the cult of the Rusted Sickle, fight fiercely to defend this agri-world. Keep it prosperous, keep it thriving, so that they can continue to send out shipments of Genestealers, you know, like in these containers here, send them off to other planets and spread the Genestealer beauty around the galaxy. At the end of that turn, I have 3 objectives gained, so it puts me onto 3 victory points to my opponent's 1. They've got a whole bunch of units ready to call ambush in though, to turn things around. See damages from their attacks back as well. As we go into the turn 2, Genestealer cults. Right, Whānau, so movement phase for the Genestealer cults on turn 2. Aberrants moving forward, lumbering in to start Lone Survivor. If you remember them as all stars from the last mission, wiping out a squad of Blight Lords. So they're moving over here, looking ready to clear out that objective. This combat's still ongoing, but Big Daddy, the father of the cult, the four-armed god himself, the Patriarch, has arrived, and he's looking to smash out, get this objective secured to that end. The neophyte cultists have moved forward as well, ready to rush in. They've my opponent's rolled nothing but 5s or 6s for the cult ambushes, so these guys are going to come in with a free attack. Primus is leading them as well, is he? Is he supposed to be with him or them? Check him over there.
Yeah, no.
No, Primus is moving, he's in the wrong spot. What else? This is just a big mosh pit still going on. Still madness there. These guys are staying in cover, letting it thin out before they decide to move. And then we've got these guys here with the Primus. Hey, what do you know? He's teleported. Looking to clear this part up as well. So yeah, we got action all aboard. The troops' choices have arrived to secure these objectives because that's what this game is about. Currently, we're sitting 3 to Death Guard, 1 to Genestealer cults. We'll see how things go. First, these guys are going to get a shot into the Plague Marine here. As per cult ambush, we're going to see some psychics and some shooting. So we'll come back with some more goodness for you guys. They're fine. Stay tuned. Alright, so in the shooting phase on turn 2 of the Genestealer cults. Shot into there, nothing happened. Everything's tied up in combat at the moment, so these guys couldn't really do anything. Nor could they. We're just waiting until we can get those charges in, which is right now. So we're going to go make some charges, get back to you, Whānau. Alright, so it's about to go down, Whānau. We've got the mighty Patriarch, Big Daddy. He's, you know, he was rallied at the defeat of his children during the first battle on the planet there, led by the Lord of Contagion. And he came out from his caverns to personally lead the cult to victory. And with the absence of the Lord of Contagion, his fury is directed to the malignant plague caster. Perhaps the Lord of Contagion foresaw this combat and decided not to show up. But look at that. We've got cultists, neophytes, we've got Genestealers, we've got the Patriarch himself. Fortunately, the Aberrant couldn't roll in for the rumbles. So that is about to mince up. Over here, we've got the Primus and the Acolytes ready for combat. They've all got those fancy weapons, heavy rock saw, which is right there, and a drill. So we're going to charge up. So yeah, let's see how we do as we rock into these combats on Genestealer cults, turn 2. Alright, finally, so end of the turn for the Genestealer cult on turn 2. Bloke drone's torn to shreds, and there is no, it didn't blow up, so that's happy news. The plague caster is still alive and left with 1 wound, 3 wounds remaining. This blob here, again, nothing's happening. This one here, just lost 1 plague marine after all those combats. But they 5 troops to 4, they've secured that objective. So we're on 3 points to the Genestealer cults, to my 3 points. So tied game at the moment there on turn 2. We're going into the second turn now for the Death Guard, the Hollow Swarm. And yeah, see how things end up. It's going to be a quick turn as everything on mine is already locked in combat. So I'll come back to you. Alright, finally, so turn 2, Death Guard. We achieved victory and destroyed the Rock Grinder. Didn't blow up, thankfully. Now the Boxwalkers are just spread out over this objective. They're going to lock it down for the game and then a bonus 3 victory points for holding it, as it's the second turn they've got it. Blightbringer's moving forward to take care of the cultists sitting up in this building. He doesn't like them sitting there, so he's moving over. Plague Marines have fallen out of this combat here, and the Blight Hauler is ready to mow down and deliver some swift justice. So we'll see how things pan out as we go straight into the shooting phase there. No psychic this time as my psycho's locked in combat as well. Right, so in the shooting phase he managed to kill one cultist with his plasma pistol, thinning out the forces. Right, and this guy here did nothing, his shots didn't land at all. So I'm going to keep him free and mobile. So we're going to end the turn there. We're going to go resolve. What's got a combat here to do? So I'll fire us off. We'll see if the playcaster can take anything off the great Patriarch. Alright, so Genestealer cult, Death Guard, end of their turn. The playcaster got chopped to bits by the Patriarch himself, and that ends turn 2 for the Death Guard. Got this objective here. Since we held it last turn, we get +3 victory points, so that brings us up to 6 to my opponent's 3. We're going into Genestealer cults on turn 3, see what shenanigans they can unleash as the battle for Omia Prime rages on. Alright, Whānau, so turn 3 Genestealer cults, the Patriarch's moving forward into the Poxwalker Horde. Those that aren't loyal to him will suffer his wrath, and he will deliver it personally himself. So he's rocking up, ready to chop these guys to ribbons. These cultists here, spread out, securing this objective. Looking forward to that +3 points bonus at the end of this turn. So they're locking up, looking out the windows, provide some fire for their Patriarch. Aberrant as well, making a slow lumbering walk across the battlefield to get to where the action is. These guys still doing nothing. Still doing nothing. How to waste a unit, it's a good example. And then we got these guys here spreading over, standing still. This guy's standing still. Some fights about to unleash here. Stay with us, Whānau, as we go into the psychic phase with this guy first, and then das shooting phase. Alright, so the combat's in the shooting phase for the Genestealer cults. Thinned out the Poxwalker hordes here. Landed a hit on that. We've got 6 wounds remaining with the Blight Hauler. Everything else still ready to roll. So we're going to go into some charges now and see what happens. Alright, so end of the Genestealer cult's turn. This big dog only took out 1 Poxwalker after all of that. Armored Sentinel tried to charge into these dudes. Overwatch fire from that multi-mounted, blow them to smithereens. So now this objective looks a whole lot more achievable now, since we've got these 4 Plague Marines ready to rumble. My opponent has that one there, so that gives him 6 more victory points, so he's on 9 to my 6. I'm going to get 3 there at the end of this turn. And I can clean these guys off with that firepower there. These guys would be easy kill, but I don't have anyone to get around that quickly. So yeah, it's going to be a close game at the moment, I feel. We'll go into Death Guard on turn 3 and see how they do. Right, fine. So end of movement phase for the Death Guard on turn 3. Poxwalkers mobbed in and took off 2 wounds off the Patriarch. Blightbringers moved into the crater here, get some cover, and finish off these guys up here. It's going to be a slow grow, but they're going to do it. And then these guys moved back into the forest, rumble out these guys, take off that objective. So yeah, we're going to go straight into the shooting phase. We've got 3 units to shoot with, see how we do. Right, into the shooting phase for the Hollow Swarm on turn 3. Took out another one here with the Blightbringer. Over here, we took out 1 hybrid, so that's 4 to 4. Took down 2 wounds off the Primus here, and we're about to charge in for some shooting action. Right, Whānau, so the action's gone down here. We've got 1 more Acolyte remaining after the combats. They got mincemeat by the combined forces here. Combat here's whittling down. They're still securing the objective, but it's whittling down. I don't know if they can survive one more turn. That would be ideal and pick up some more points. But as it ends it, we've got another 3 here and a 1 there. Bring me up to 10 points. To my opponent's 9. So we're going into turn 4 with the Genestealer Cult and see if they can turn things around. Alright, movement phase for the Genestealer Cults on turn 4. These guys standing still, keeping that objective locked down. Aberrant, been since the start of the game, since he rumbled out the drone, I think it was. He's been crawling all the way through, and he's not getting nowhere. He might get to combat one day soon. This guy's still locked in for combats there. These guys are finally moving off, like a little conga line, as they head towards here. Looking to secure this zone. And here the Genestealers have deployed down here right by the kitchen tap. Very nice. The ambushes didn't go off quite as planned, and we're going to have to work for that objective. So we're going to go in and shooting phase. There is nothing to shoot at. So I guess we want to see if these guys charge in. There's who's going to charge in and wrap up this turn. Right, end of Genestealer Cults on turn 4. That combat has finally ended. He took out those last Poxwalkers that haven't do anything to him that time. Combat's still going here. We've lost some more Marines. Once these guys hit there, they're gone. So they got 3 points here, 1 point here, so that brings them up to 13 to my 10. Going into turn 4, see if we can hold off. I've got very little left on the table. Got movement phase, so the Blightbringer is moving towards the Patriarch. He's got his plasma pistol ready. 3 wounds left on that, and he's taking out the big dog. Combat is still going on here, so we're going to just go to the shooting phase and see, and just tie things up. I think it's coming to an end game. I'm on 10, my opponent's on 13. So yeah, if I can get another objective, yeah, pretty close game. Blightbringer, big dog, with his cursed bells, it's banging and wailing. It's going to supercharge with that plasma pistol. Looking for a 3. Supercharged plasma, 3. Oh yeah, that's a hit. Alright, successful hit. Now strength 8, toughness 5. 3s, come on. Oh no! He didn't make it there. Went wow. Alright, he's may have missed that shot. Oh, the shot may have deflected off the beast's mighty carapace. But he's gonna, all is not lost, he's gonna charge into this combat now. A 6-inch charge. Can he do it? 6 inches, easy. 11. He is just running. Dong, 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 dong. Showdown, round 2. He's got 3 wounds. Can we win? Alright, fine. So end of Death Guard on turn 4. Another long game, man. These guys locked in combat. His disgustingly resilient saved his attacks. Over here, still going on. So that is 13 to me. I'll get +3 victory points that one. So 13 victory points to my opponent's 13. As we go into the final turn for the Death Guard, for the Genestealer Cults. See if they can secure an overwhelming victory, as it's a tight game. We got these guys crawling up as well. So we're going to go into the final turn of the game for the Genestealer Cults. Alright, in the movement phase, Genestealer Cults. These guys rocking safely here, keeping that objective locked down. Aberrant's finally made it into a combat after since turn 1, once his one was over. These dudes moving up here. Genestealers crawling through the forests. Death is close for the Death Guard. to go into nothing to shoot at, so we're just going to go just going to rock into it. Alright, whānau, and that is the end of the game. The Genestealer cult emerges victorious on the agri world of Omia Prime. This combat here went down. Genestealer's absolutely minced up. The Blight Hauler managed to detonate and took out a few with it. But yeah, that's wiped out the last of the Death Guard forces on the table. Yeah, the Genestealer, the Prime Patriarch took out the Blightbringer, who managed to bring down the Aberrant. But yeah, so this is still a defeat. So we've got 1 point, another 3 points, 15 to 13. And then no point going into Death Guard turn because there's no Death Guard left. So that is game 2 of this epic campaign. Victorious for the Genestealer cults. It's good when we get 1 win each because it makes the stakes even higher as we go into that final mission next week. Yeah, then get to use these this beautiful forest here. We've got prepared for some other action. But it might show up in the next game again as we fight for this world, for the good of the Imperium, for the good of the Ithaca system. The battle rages on. The Genestealer cults take away a victory, 1 apiece, and that is, yeah, even more entertaining. But that's the end of this mission here, whānau. Tune in next week for the finale of this battle there, the Harvester of Plagues. Came up with that name on the spot. It's a beautiful name. The Harvester of Plagues epic campaign, Death Guard versus the Genestealer cults. Tune in for the finale. 75 power level as per usual. Bumping up. We're going to see some more forces back in action. The Lord of Contagion, after learning of this horrendous defeat, will be returning with his big boys, the Blight Lords and the Plague Burst Crawlers. So the cults better prepare for action as they seek to save this planet. So tune in, whānau. Give this video a like, a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Pop back and look at some of my other battle reports, my other content. I'm sure you love it. Thank you for watching. I am the Maori Wargamer, as always. Thanks for watching. Ka kite. Anō.